Audrey, last week your team released a detailed report about one of the true bright spots in the commercial building sector, and that is the life sciences industry. Audrey, can you talk about what's driving the coming growth in life sciences and what it means for real estate development and, of course, our readers, AEC firms?
Absolutely. So, life sciences real estate is really having a moment right now because the demand story is so strong. Not only do we have the race to develop all kinds of COVID-19 countermeasures, which of course is a massive stimulus to the industry and being supported not just by venture capital, but by Operation Warp Speed, which is a federal government program through HHS and the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority to create partnerships within the industry, promote collaboration, and get pharmaceuticals to market quicker ultimately, and kind of bypass some of the typical pain points and red tape that can go along with collaboration in the industry. So already we've seen just this week, or I believe maybe it was last week, that we already have multiple phase 3 trials going into effect, which is phenomenally quick. And I think that the collaboration promoted by Operation Warp Speed has a lot to do with that. In the future, there's been more of a push given what happened with COVID-19 and supply chain disruptions, because a lot of pharmaceuticals and medical devices are developed and produced overseas, which of course caused hiccups this spring, given the logistical challenges. For years, there's been murmurings about wanting to reshore some of that activity, but it's been cost prohibitive, and also from a regulatory standpoint, it's been prohibitive. But now it seems like this event has really created kind of a tipping point for support for reshoring manufacturing, which would be a huge tailwind for any kind of life sciences real estate lab space development, because if you have the manufacturing close by on site, your productivity goes way up and your time to market, which is kind of the key for all of these companies, goes way down. So there's a huge amount of profitability. There's a kind of a huge pot at the end of the rainbow for these companies, not just for COVID, but also we're at a point, kind of a turning point in terms of technological development for a lot of therapeutics, not just therapeutics, but cures. Oncology is a hot sector, which is actually gaining in importance as people live longer and it becomes possible for them to live longer, healthier lives. So the fact that cures are now on the table is a major stimulus of demand for pharmaceuticals, for profitability, and which ultimately gets VC going and inspires companies to take longer leases. So basically, the boom in pharma on the demand side really translates to real estate demand, because real estate is what's going to turn that funding into the final product, because of the highly specialized nature of lab space and the non-replicability of it. You can't really do it from home like we're doing this interview. They really need to be on site.